for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have shipped and I have built more things than I did for the whole of last year. I used to pay 2 or 3 grand for a website rebuild, wait for weeks. Then I get it now like a banger one immediately. I have agents that do my accounting, that download invoices for me, send them to my live accountants. I have agents that make sure that I'm on top of my schedule. I have ones that handle lead generation for me, for example. I'm not even texting, I'm just talking to my computer and telling them I want this, there, and that. And it just does it. This stuff that you just saw didn't exist 2 weeks ago. This is crazy, guys. I don't know if you understand the level. I don't know if you guys even are talking how good it is. For all the people that say, oh, bro, you're so hyped about this. This is just another hype train for AI. This has nothing to do with whatever else was before that. This generally deserves all the hype it gets and more. A little part of me doesn't want to share this sauce, but at the same time, I want the people around me to be at my level so that we can help each other and build great things, because this is incredible. And what we're going to be talking about today is really incredible. So, as I said, we're going to take it from the beginning. For whoever doesn't know me, most of you know me, but I have to introduce myself. I'm Valentin. I'm the founder of Anchor Media. I'm a CMO in quite a few e-com brands. Some of them are 7-figure, some of them are 8-figure. And these solutions that I have created later are stuff that I battle with in the daily when it comes to operations, because pretty much e-com in my head is easy. You just need creatives, ad spend, and then more money, right? And we need more creatives so that we can spend more money, so that we can spend more, so that we can get more, whatever. And in 2024, I started dabbling with the idea of using AI to generate creatives. And back then, to be honest, the creatives were pretty bad. You would consider them AI stop for sure, but they did get us results. So that's why me and my team started diving deeper in how can we make more ads, better ads, and use AI for like translations, adding like more statics or like scenes for the longer form videos. And we kind of became experts in that. After that, I've been playing with like so many automation tools like Gumloop, anything, MCPs, whatever, so that I can get the most out of the systems that we're building currently with the people that we have, and like to translate stuff, to do landing pages in 25 languages, to, even if I don't speak 25 languages myself, to proofread them, right? So this isn't theory. I'm kind of a nerd, but I don't live in a basement. I actually go out and do stuff, and I have a team that does stuff. And I could say that we're pretty good at it. So what we'll be covering today. So generally, as I said, I saw a lot of trees today. I saw that you guys have been playing with Claude Code, but as I said, there are people that haven't. So I have to explain roughly what is Claude Code, where it runs, what you can do. Then I'm going to show you live examples of what I've built for myself. I'm going to explain the key concepts. This is like not exactly fundamentals. It's like semi-advanced stuff. And then if somebody doesn't have it installed, we're going to install it, and then we're going to build one live. In the end, I will give you my tools, I will give you part of my agents, not all of them, and I'll tell you how you can access it, okay? I forgot to mention this. I bought a Mac Mini that I will not be using since I have a lot of stacked Mac Minis already, and I'll give it to you for free. You have to stay until the end, though, to see how you can get it. And also, if you add in a story from this training, I have a lot of photo-worthy slides coming up next. You have to tag me, the Ecom Cartel and the AI Almanac, and on the DM, when I reply, I will send you a gift code or like a link where you can get the present. All right, so let's start from the beginning. What is Claude Code? Generally, Claude Code is just a feature of Cloud. Cloud is a language model. Claude Code is like it was initially intended to be a code assistant that had a lot of context. The difference, I will repeat it many times over, is that it can do stuff for you. Like Claude Code can ask you to access stuff on your personal computer, on the internet, folders, etc., and do stuff with them. Edit them, change them, create them, delete them. Whatever accesses you give it, it can use them. I will not go too deep into this because I don't want too much theory, but it's this cute little guy that does everything on the PC that you can imagine. For the most part, like I've written like very generic examples. If something you've done on a PC is like following a standard operating procedure, which is like I click here, then I do this, then my thought process is I analyze this and do X, Y, and Z. Pretty much it can be automated. The only thing that it currently can't automate really good is video editing, because there's a lot of like personal insights that you need to have for you to have like a really good video. I know that video in itself is very subjective, but still, if you could imagine or explain to an intern how he could do it, then for sure Claude Code can do it one way or another. This is a really broad statement. I will go into specifics later, but why am I so excited, guys? I'm so excited because for the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, I have shipped and I have built more things than I did for the whole of last year. I will show you a couple of projects right now. I think I have to stop sharing and then share again so that I can share more screens, but pretty much. I've always been like the strategy guy. I know what exactly needs to happen. I hate doing menial tasks. If something can be delegated or outsourced, I will do it. Even if it's like writing a brief or like transcribing a meeting, that's too generic, but still, or like uploading a YouTube video. I have like 5 banger YouTube videos with Vasil Rauchev, with Dayan Kolev, like insane videos, super value pack. I just am too lazy to go on YouTube and click post. It's that level of laziness, guys. And now with Claude Code, if I give him the right tools, if I give him the right accesses, he could do all that for me. So here I have like 5 different projects. I'm going to stop sharing screen so that I can share the whole screen. I rebuilt my whole agency website. It has like really advanced background stuff. I can concatenate the stars or whatever. This is whatever. I like it. It's not that important. The thing is, I used to pay like several grand, like 2 or 3 grand for a website rebuild, wait for weeks. Then I get it now like a banger one immediately. I redid my AI Almanac course. Here, I just had all the creatives on my desktop, and it uploaded them. Since they were too big, all these creatives are made with AI. Since the creatives were too big, it automatically compressed them so that they could load quicker. Here I have the videos, it uploaded them themselves, it made sure that they fit accordingly. Here, for example, I uploaded really complex screenshots of how we're printing money with these, whatever. And I told them it doesn't look good. Can you like have a cover? So when I'm hovering, it says 40K spent 3x ROAS. When you click, you can zoom and see the actual results. I'm not even texting. I'm just talking to my computer and telling them I want this, there, and that. And it just does it. For example, here, I told it I wanted these to be cards that you can shuffle through. It made that for my website here. It made some really cool sticky notes. There are skills that you could download and like put it to make more complicated designs, but these were like built even with the basic tools. I even made like a landing page. I don't know if you see the YouTube video. I like crashed out because this was like a single prompt. I just told it, hey, can you build a landing page for this guy? And it downloaded all the information, all his photos, YouTube, Instagram videos. It placed them accordingly. It found photos that I didn't know even existed. Like this works. If I click on it, it opens. I don't know why it's showing like that, but it automatically did all of that. And that's like surface level stuff, right, guys? That's just building websites. You can like integrate checkouts, custom quiz funnels, advertorials. You can translate them in seconds. You can give them your own Shopify theme, and it will adapt it to whatever you want. But the thing is, for example, I don't know how many of you guys know that I own an educational app. My educational app has it has hundreds of thousands of downloads and terrible reviews. Everybody in the reviews telling me, oh, your code is so shit, my phone is ringing, it doesn't stop vibrating, X, Y, and Z. And I've paid quite a lot of money for it, to be frank. I've paid a decent amount for that to be built out and for it to not be as functional as I wanted. So what I did is I started rebuilding it with a developer friend of mine, and it's not vibe coded. It's like really, how do you say, deliberate decisions on like infrastructure, on backend, how data is managed, how it looks. This thing is built in 2 days, and it's more functional, like beautiful. The APIs are connected here. Since the app name is Pishtova, when you have like bad shots on target, it shows that you weren't perfect. You can do tests. Let's do a test, guys. Well, right now, I don't know if you can see my screen. I have like 10 different tabs running already. My developer is working on the backend as we speak with a shared session. So I don't know what he's changed last. I think it should be here. Let's try. It even has like video, audio, vibrations. This was like 2 or 3 days, guys. And I used to wait for years, pay hundreds of thousands, and not get these results. So this is why I'm so hyped. Not to mention like the other stuff with AI. I even like built my own command center, which I'll preview later, with agents that do pretty much half of the tasks that I do on a daily basis for the agency. So this is why I'm so hyped. This stuff that you just saw didn't exist 2 weeks ago. And even it has an integration with school and WOP, and it can create products for me. I just tell it what exactly I want there to be created. It does all the technical stuff. It's crazy, guys. What are agents? So what are agents? If you haven't gotten the idea so far, it's like you tell it, I want to do X. Can you figure out the path? What do you need? It will tell you, I need access to X, Y, and Z for me to achieve this outcome. You give them the access, and he does it. It's that simple. If you've used a ChatGPT or like Claude or Gemini or whatever, it's just a text box. It's just a text interface. You type text, you receive text. The most it can do is like do research for you and like search stuff on the internet. This thing can do stuff for you, like really basically said. There are MCPs that allow to do that. So MCPs are pretty much, if I had to put it in plain language, it's like cables that you attach different stuff to. So for example, if I want my Claude to communicate with my Google Mail, then I have to connect it with Google. If I want him to read my Discord messages, then I have to connect him with the Discord MCP. Pretty much all big companies that have an adequate code base or like documentation have MCPs. They're just like easy ways for Claude to communicate with different tools. Just to mention, now I'm talking about Claude Code. In 2 weeks, it can be anything. It can be Manos, it can be whatever new thing Claude invents, and it could be easier than what I'm even saying. You could just tell it, hey, open up Google, and then it links up the MCP automatically. This is what it's currently the level at in the 1st of April. It can be better. It most probably will be better, but TLDR, you need to connect different tools with MCPs, and it's not that hard. You can just ask it. It's pretty much just keys that you copy and paste, and it knows how to, for example, write stuff on your calendar, reply to emails, or like upload stuff on Instagram, Facebook, reply to messages on Slack or Discord, check your Shopify dashboard for you, or like you can make your own custom triple whale for free. You can upload stuff on Go high level. It's pretty much unlimited. I'm just giving you my examples of what I'm using. And the cool thing is that just like in the Matrix, you can give it skills. You can literally, skills are .md files, markdown files that are just txt files that you can plug into your agent, and it would know what to do. Pretty much skills are an SOP. For example, if I know that writing copy for an ad is literally doing research, making sure that I know all of the context necessary for that said product, making sure I know who am I advertising it to, what kind of script I'm looking for, what level of awareness, what is the rough brand guidelines that I'm following. And if I have a step-by-step, I can just explain it to Claude Code, create a skill with it. It's literally just a set of instructions. This is what you are, this is what you'll be doing, this is what you will not be doing. And whenever I ask it to use that skill, he will. So for example, you could teach it how to do your research, how to generate. I'm going to show you later, but for example, I have agents that do my accounting, that download invoices for me, send them to my like live accountants. I have agents that make sure that I'm on top of my schedule. For example, that I'm not going to bed too late because I don't have Claude limits, or for example, I'm not late for a call. It will notify me on Telegram or whatever, or I get an important email. It's just my executive assistant. I have ones that handle lead generation for me. For example, I saw the guy that mentioned the lead generation agency. What makes a good agent? I actually asked Claude to visualize this for me. So a really good visualization, honestly. I could have used a meme instead, but still you get the idea. So you cannot build an agent that is for everything. You need specific agents for specific tasks because their brain memory would get too heavy, you'd get conflicting stuff. and it's not going to be functional. You need the right tools, so it's connected to whatever it's going to be using. You need to give it a role, exactly what he needs to do. He needs to give it good context on where he is in the organization, what exactly is expected of him, and as much context for that as well. The skills, the SOPs, right? And the memory, so that he doesn't forget what he already did. One thing that is very, 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 very important to mention is that I might be hype about this, right? But I live a different life to you guys. Each one of you, like I know people that are in photography, I know people that are into e-com, I know people that are into like physical businesses. The truth is, AI agents specifically can help you with automating and delegating tasks. But in itself, it is useless if your day-to-day, you do not need any automation. You do not need AI for the sake of it. You need AI if you have systems and processes that you would rather delegate. It's not like an end-all be-all solution that is like in itself would solve everything. Like I even saw a really detailed analysis of so many companies have onboarded AI into their organizations using different tools, different events, systems, and custom builds, but they aren't more productive. They're more overwhelmed with what needs to happen. So what I would advise you is, before any of you guys start building agents, to think about what exactly do you want to achieve with it, and then start building it. You don't need it for the sake of building it, okay? It's only if it's like a high leverage activity, you do not need stuff that are like replying to emails if you get like 5 emails a month. You do not need stuff like printing ads if you're not uploading a ton of ads already. So this is like an assistant to it. The cool thing is, whenever you build an agent, you can share it. You could share it with other people, you could sell it. When it's built once, you can use it indefinitely and you can build upon it. So for example, at the end of the call, I give you my agents and you don't like anything about them. You think that they're too lame. They're not as eloquent as you, or that you do things differently. You could explain that to them and they will change, they will adapt, but they will use the initial brain that they had. You can use agents both local and on cloud. Truth is, for the most part, I don't know how many of you are like superpower users. It will be enough for you to use just your laptop or like a PC that you have. It's not that deep. They don't require that much computing power, to be honest. If you're like not on 20 terminals and like trying to hack the Pentagon, you should be fine. So pretty much most of the stuff that I've done is built on my local computer, the one that you're seeing right now. When I want to upload them, if it's like landing pages, etc., I could use a hosting service and upload the code there, and then it's live. I won't be showing you this. You could just ask Claude Code how to do it. There are like different apps, Netlify, Vercel. I personally use Go High Level. I just upload. I ask it, give me the code, the HTML, and then I do a custom code snippet and then paste it there. On Shopify, it's the same. You just build a page, give it custom code, paste the code, enter, and your page is live with your own domain. One thing I would advise is, if you have too much sensitive data and you want to differentiate stuff, or like give it access to only specific stuff, consider a VPS. It's a virtual computer somewhere else that you're paying like a really low fee for, like $5 to $20 a month, depending on how powerful you need that to be. And it could run 24/7. For example, right now, my agents only run when my laptop is open, and I don't need it any other way. My laptop is open pretty much the whole day I'm awake. But for example, my roommate, he's into Polymarket and making trading bots, and his trading bots need to be alive during the whole day and make like counting trades, seeing the market, and saving the order books, so that when he wakes up, he has more data. And in his example, he either has to not turn his PC off or host it on a virtual server. In his case, for example, I don't know who cares about this, but in his case, it's very important to have low latency. So if he asks for a transaction to be made, for that transaction to be made as quickly as possible, because in live markets that matters a lot. And in his case, if he gets a virtual server in the US and he's trading in the US, that's better. If he gets in Germany, he's going to have higher latency because of the time travel. It's whatever, I'm just mentioning this. Where does Claude Code live? I mentioned this in the last presentation, but you can use Claude Code from pretty much anywhere. You can use it in the terminal, that's where I use it. You can use it in the desktop app or on the web app, that's like on Chrome or whatever browser you're using, or the phone. I personally use only the terminal because for me, it's the quickest, it's the most powerful option, because it directly can run scripts. It can deploy code and connect to servers really quickly. The desktop app is a little more beautiful. I've heard people from my team say, wow, this terminal is giving me the ick. I do not want it. It's too complicated for me. It's not. It's literally the same thing. It's just different font. And one cool thing is, as I mentioned, is that you could share sessions between your devices. So if you're logged into the same cloud account, then you could continue the session through your phone. You can continue the session from cloud, from different devices. For example, I could start a session on my personal computer and then ask it for a remote control like this. Open one terminal. This one has remote control active, but you just type in /rc and it makes it available online. So now when I open my phone, just one sec. I don't know how good you can see this, but if I open Cloud, I go to Claude, and then the top session, wow, this is so blurred. The top session is exactly what I was doing. So I could continue texting from here when I'm outside. I would personally advise against that because honestly, the only time that I'm not live on Claude Code is when I'm outside. So I need some breathing room. If you see here, the developer that I mentioned, he's working right now from Varna in my session. And it's working like for the last minute or two. These are texts that he has committed. So that's what's crazy. I could have 10 different people working at once on different agents. So we got to building Jarvis. I'll give you the first steps of how you can download Cloud onto your PC. There are different ways. I honestly prefer the terminal. I'm going to show you how you can run it on the terminal. But you could also just go to Cloud, download it, download the desktop app, and then you have to have a paid plan. You cannot do it on a free plan. Open Claude Code and directly text it through there. So for macOS, you need to install the prerequisites, which are Homebrew and Node.js. And you could just copy this, paste it in your terminal, and install it. It's really that easy. These are the prerequisites. You need Homebrew and you need Node.js. And then you pretty much just type install Claude Code and you're done. You just have to log into your Cloud account and then you're live. Cool thing, as I mentioned multiple times, is that agents can think for themselves. It's actually the CEO of Anthropic who had like a really weird thought a couple of weeks ago. He himself doesn't know if Claude is conscious or not. We don't know that yet. In my point of view, programmatically, it's not, it can only predict stuff. It cannot think for itself, but it's pretty good at predicting. So imagine like a parrot just repeating words, but really good and eloquently. So we're going to build our first agent. I'm not going to talk about Claude MD too much. Let's now choose a idea. I have written here a few prompts that we could go through, but I want to see what you guys want to do. And if I've already done it, I'll skip it. Let's see in the chat. What do I use the iMacs for? Honestly, you don't need an iMac. You can do it on any decent PC. It doesn't need to be that special. People in America are just hyping for it. I don't have an answer. Come on, somebody give me a good agent ask, because I'm not building cursor for beginners. Agent to create UGC scripts and goals. To create them via FreePick. We have that. I'm going to share. Okay, let's do spine on competitors. Do an agent to handle client communication. Okay, meta banner content. We have that. I'm going to show it later. Design an agent that could make UX UI. So there are 3 skills that I would advise you guys to download if you're already like aware. So one is UX UI Pro Max skill. You will see it in the recording. I have it downloaded. It's a really, really good skill. 56,000 stars. And it has a good library. I've built most of the pages with that skill. That's why they're so beautiful. Secondly, is the 21st dev. Click on Magic Chat and then install the MCP so that your agents will have different icons, different, like the one that I showed on the Anchor Media page, to have these effects, the hovers, etc. That's from 21st dev. And lastly, but not in matters of importance, is Google Stitch. If you guys use Google Stitch, you know how good it is. You can directly integrate Claude with it, and the designs are going to be beautiful. So these 3 are for UX UI. Let's get into building an agent. I have a competitor spy. I don't know what this prompt is. I asked him to write the prompt for me. So I'm just going to raw dog it right now live. Imagine that these aren't here. This doesn't exist. So what I do is I open a brand new terminal. The brand new terminal is clean. I open Claude by typing Claude, and then I write dangerous escape permissions. I do not advise this for beginners. This pretty much doesn't ask me for anything. It just does whatever he thinks is right. This is a bit dangerous, but it acts really quickly and it does not stop at all until the goal is achieved. So I will start the session right now. I hit enter. The little Claude human is going to pop up right here. Here we go. And I will ask it, you are a competitor intelligence agent. I will give you the brand name, etc. And you will start with. I'm just going to paste this. I didn't even read it. To be honest, it's really very important, the first prompt that you give it, to be what exactly that you want and be as specific as possible. I'm raw dogging it because I want to show you how good it is even with bad prompts. My agent already does some of this stuff as well. So I know that it could easily find ways to work. He wants a specific brand name. No, I want you to explain to me how you're going to do it and then build a dashboard for me where I could paste in the brand URL. It doesn't matter right now which specific brand it is. In different parts of the day, it has a different speed of loading. Right now, it says that it's using the superpower skill. I pretty much have like 5 skills. It's not that much. It's like superpowers and these UX UI stuff. I haven't downloaded many skills from the internet other than the UX UI stuff. All of the skills that it has are skills that I've asked him to build for himself. For example, I explain how I think in terms of ads and my point of view, and then it builds a skill based on my experience. So here you can see it made its own task list. So I want a visual companion. I want to ask clarifying questions, propose several approaches, and I'm going to answer him directly. So what it wants, the prompt generator. I can show you mockups and visual options. This feature is still new and can be token intensive. I need it quick. So he would want a public website, which is on the Facebook ads library. He would start scraping the ads and see what offers they're running, how I can take inspiration from them. If they've been running for a long time, for example, I could tell him, hey, if it's been running for 30 days, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. There are many tools that already do this, right? That have competitive spying like GetHooked, Foreplay, Atria, whatever. It's pretty much how they work on the back end. So how it works, you paste the brand name URL. This is he did it himself as the library, scrapes the website. I don't know if you guys can see good or is it too small on your screen. So it offers me 2 different options. I just have to pick one. He will build on top of stuff that I've already built. This doesn't matter much. If you raw dog it and you have nothing on your cloud, it would still figure out how to do it. Now it's going to present me the design. It's going to do several reviews, and then it's going to implement it. I doubt that it's going to take more than 10 to 15 minutes, but now it's asking me, what is it asking me? Present design. Okay, I don't care. I do not try to give it perfect prompts. I talk with it as I would usually to an intern. Sometimes I say good job, sometimes I say chef's kiss, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck, why are you doing this? But every time, if I prompt it long enough, I get to the desired result. There hasn't been something that so far I've wanted to do and it hasn't done. I have used different types of meta prompting. To be honest, for me personally, it's way quicker if I don't polish it too much. But I could be mistaken. I know that a lot of people overthink this. I do not, for sure. Where do my agents live? Some of my agents are live online. Some of them are in my local host. So they're only on my PC. Here you can see my command center, it's localhost 786. When I send them to you, you will be seeing the same thing on your PC. It'd be hosted on your local device. If I were to want to upload it, I would be able to. But I don't want that since I have a lot of APIs that I need to hide and I'm using a lot of tools behind this. And I have no issue having this locally. Let's see what's happening here. It's building the dashboard. Where do you keep the skills for the agents? They create folders locally that are just TXT files, and they're on my desktop right now. If I were to want them to transfer them somewhere else, I also have it connected to GitHub, so they're stored on GitHub. And if I want them on another PC, I will just download them from GitHub or like straight up copy the folders and paste them on my other PC. What did you use in order to build a presentation? I Claude coded it entirely. Then I used the HTML and then I uploaded it. What do you think about using Ollama? Or is it not worth it? So yesterday, not an April's Fool joke, on GitHub, they leaked the code for Claude Code. And they leaked a few features that are yet to be released. And a lot of people are considering just like straight up running it locally and then not using the Claude Code, the cloud language model API. This is a bit complex for everyone, but I'm still going to mention it. And technically, you could run Claude Code with your own Ollama language model, but it's going to be way worse than Claude's Opus 4.6, since Claude Code really exploded after the new update on Opus 4.6, and that's really the determining factor. If you were to use it locally, you would still pay the same amount of money. All Llama language models are slower, or if you want a really good one, it's going to take up a lot of energy, which is pretty much negating the electricity bill is going to be same as just paying straight up for Claude Code. So that's what I would say about that. Can you build a WordPress website with all the checkouts, cards? Yeah, but I don't like WordPress anyways. Fuck WordPress. You could. It's just plain code. I will show you something in a bit. Here we can see it already did this. Let's take a brand. I'm going to use, I think, Bactology. Let's do Bactology. Bactology. Bogar Biotic, whatever. I will copy it into, and does it want me to import it? Oh, it directly opened Bactology. All right. I need to give it more context on what exactly I want from it, but you get the idea. I just wrote Bactology and it opened it straight up. Maybe it didn't match it accordingly here. I want to see, describe a hook. I want to ask him to analyze it. I want to give you a link, then I will just click a button, and then you analyze that library, and you find the right website and Instagram and add angles, and then you give them to me. I don't want to be uploading a ton of shit. Sorry for the foul English. I would use Shopify WooCommerce for checkout handling at least. Yeah, I would do that as well. So I'm kind of leaking this, but still, I have this course. It's called facelab.bg. I advertised it, I think, last year, the latest. And this website that you see here was built by a person for like a month, and it costed me several thousand, and it's still not that good, right? Honestly, I put a lot of time and effort into this. I'm selling a course, I'm like FaceLab training, how you can do a face yoga. I'm selling a book, I'm selling recipes, all types of stuff. And I just asked it, hey, Claude Code, can you build a landing page for me just for the book? Only for the book. I'm sorry, it's mobile optimized, so it's going to be ugly on desktop, but this is straight up what it created for me. I don't know why it's imagine that it's centered. This isn't an issue, honestly. You get the book, it downloaded all this, removed the backgrounds, made the buttons how I like them, downloaded all these images, placed them accordingly, found the fonts, found the traditional methods, even placed this image here. I didn't tell it shit about that. I just told it, hey, make a page for me to sell only the book, right? And it downloaded the before and afters beautifully. The reviews are very relevant, and you can straight up just click here and go to the checkout. We've already done advertorials like this for active clients. It's like zero hassle. You click one button, you have it in 20 languages. And for example, I think, let's try this. So this is a file that I built. This isn't the most beautiful advertorial, right? But I just asked it, hey, we have this really good working advertorial. Can you adapt it for another product? So what he did is he analyzed the site. He downloaded other images for that product. If you can see right now, I'm scrolling, and in a bit, it will give me a sticky add to cart. This in the past was so tiresome to do. It's not like the best advertorial, but still, if I click on this, I'll go directly to the website and I can purchase. I can also get directly the offer, and I get redirected to the offer. This is crazy, guys. I don't know if you understand the level. I don't know if you guys even are clocking how golden this is. You can have one ad and have one landing page specifically for that ad, right? And it's at zero cost. You said you're not into cybersecurity. However, how do you think the bot could break through your Wi-Fi and take all your data stored on your other devices linked to the same device? Well, honestly, you could just personally research that, because this is a really deep topic. There are people that don't have your best interest in mind and are doing so-called prompt injections that could do stuff like that. But generally, you could set some guardrails. And every time that the bot wants to do something, he asks you, hey, do you allow me to go and scrape this website? Do you allow me to write here? Only on the dangerously skip permissions part would you not see that coming. And still, I am raw dogging it for like 3 weeks. I have zero issues. My bank account is still intact. What's your daily costs? So I'm at the max one, and I pay €200 a month or $200. And then my token usage, I think, is around $1 a day for the APIs. Let's see, month to date. This is the previous month. Last month, $24. One thing I did was I asked it to use different models for different stuff. And you can see that it used a lot of Sonnet 4, which is the cheaper model. And here, for example, it used only the cheaper model. But generally, this is nothing, guys. This is nothing in comparison to what I'm getting out of it. So let's see what the agent builds stopping the app. The dashboard becomes very reserved. Like, do you want to paste a link? I want to just straight up paste a link. How do the payments work on the Pay Order page built with Claude Code? In this case, I just redirect them to checkout in Shopify. Or in my case, it's go high level. But it's not that deep. You could just redirect them to a checkout page that has the same pixel ID, and it's going to track it. All you have to do is say, this is my pixel ID, add it to the events in the HTML. Yeah, generally don't overcomplicate it. Don't create your own checkout. It's very complex. Just use a ready-made solution like Shopify, Stripe, or WordPress, or whatever that's already working. You just need the front end for them to click to get to the checkout. That's all. What is this? I want you to receive a link and give me all the necessary data. I don't want to be texting you anything else. I'll drop the link in the dashboard. Yeah, use B. It needs a brain to let it scan those ads. And Claude itself does not have eyes. Like, it cannot understand what's on an image. You have to give it, or like a video, you have to give it access to Google Gemini, Flash 3.1, so that it can view and transcribe them and give it then text. Since I already have given it my Cloud API and like different like Gemini, it can just look around in the folders on my computer and not ask for them right now. But if you were to start from zero, he would ask for them. While it's building, since I don't know if it's going to take 45 seconds or like 2 minutes, I can continue with the workshop. So while it's building, yeah, you can meet my agents. Right now, 2 of them I code off because, in my opinion, they would overcomplicate stuff for you because they're pretty advanced. So I benched them for today, even though it says that they're all running. But I will show you the other ones. As I showed you, if I click show live, it's going to redirect me directly to my command center, and it's going to load. So what I have here is one main that is the different tasks I have to do each day, my calendar for each day, what I have uploaded, what I have done. Yeah, and I just can check off stuff here. It knows pretty much everything about me. I've given it context, and it keeps track of me. He also texts me on Telegram. Let's see if I have a message on Telegram. So he's reminding me that I have stuff that is very important to do for today. For example, I told him I want everything, all the data that I have, to be stored in a 2-factor authentication somewhere, or have it on a local drive to make sure I don't lose anything. So let's see what happens if I... So how do you get your API key? You click here, you click generate key, whatever key. This is like SPY competitors. Oops. I'm going to click analyze and let's see what it gives back to me. But it's just so straightforward. By the way, even my prompts were terrible. I was very unserious while prompting it. I was very quick with it, and I wasn't focused. So if I knew exactly what I wanted, it wouldn't even create all these files, the API keys, the import, export, etc. And you can have this on a local device, obviously. You can post it online for your team. Generally, I wouldn't upload anything on the internet that's not password protected, that has your API key connected to it. So yeah, I started showing you the command center. This is Alfred, and he's like the main one: daily briefing, tasks, routing, priority management. If I get a really important email, he notifies me to look at it immediately. But he asks me for stuff like strategic decisions, what's like updates with different clients and dashboards. I have one that is James Bond. Somebody earlier asked for a lead gen agent. He's exactly that. I will show him in a bit. Don Draper, he writes copy, scripts, description, handles everything, creative strategy and content planning, add copy, video script, descriptions, content calendars, etc. And I have Patrick Bateman, who is my CFO, tracks finances, invoices, expenses, and yeah, tells me pretty much how rich I am. The other two are like the content strategist and a video editor. These are very advanced, and I don't want to bore you with them yet. So, for example, here, this is example data, but here it downloaded all my expenses, and it gives me an estimate of how much I need to pay on taxes, how much is my operating profit, what am I expecting, etc. to receive. And it's really good for me to not be stressed about the tax bill. It also downloads all the invoices from my Gmail and then stores them into a Google Drive. So whenever the new month comes and the accountant says, hey, can you send everything? I just paste him the link and I don't think about it. You could also download your bank statements and then upload them here directly. If you don't want a direct integration, you could also integrate with like Revolut, Desica, like all of them, but it's a bit complex. So you can just straight up just copy your XML or CSV, and then it analyzes every expense for you. And here, let's see Paul Allen's card. Just kidding, let's see your numbers. You can just talk with him and like ask, what did I spend most money on last month? And it will start thinking and tell me you spend too much on payroll or you spend too much on Facebook ads, etc. Yeah, it says software, payroll, etc. Here is the bond agent, the one that does outreach. Can you guys give me a brand that you would like for me to analyze? It can be your brand, it's whatever. I can actually do one brand that I work with and tell you Homebrew, okay? And then we're gonna do Homebrew. Here I have an option that says Scout Company. What I'll do is I'll type in essentials.com and I'll ask it for it to scout it. So what scouting means is like literally observe everything on the internet about them. For example, case studies with other agencies, YouTube videos where they're featured, if they're featured on different media sites, etc. And now Bond is starting to hunt leads. I don't know if you can see this. You could CSV import, you can have AI find your leads for you, etc. These are like example leads, but I know that they are pretty accurate because I know some of the owners directly. In this case, I know in Essentials personally, and I work with them, so I know if this is going to be a made-up script. So in Essential US, it thinks it's the main website. It is a Bulgarian family-owned organic business, blah, 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 in 26 countries, exactly right. It thinks that Veselina is the co-founder, which kind of she is. I wouldn't text her specifically, but estimated revenue, that's fake. I think I could tell it that's not the real revenue it would adapt. But one thing it found is that in Facebook, we have like 600,000 followers, and on Instagram, we don't have as many. And that it's currently running a 70% clearance sale in the US, which is absolutely right, because we have a lot of inventory is expiring end of the year. I want to ask it to directly do an outreach message for me. Maybe I haven't figured out how it would look. Let's refresh this. In Essentials is here. And if I scroll down, I can draft an email and it will draft an email for me. But you get the idea. Hi, Selena, I noticed, I'm not a big fan of that messaging, but you could tell it, hey, I don't talk like that. You need more premium positioning. I doubt, but yeah, still a decent outreach message that I just typed in a link for. I'm gonna scout Homebrew. Can you do that for 100 businesses at once? Yes, you could import a CSV file or like, it says maximum 20 companies per batch, but if you download it, you can just say, I wanna upload 1,000 at once and enrich them. It's pretty straightforward. Not sure if they're active right now. Are you talking about Protocol BG or are you talking about Homebrew? Well, interesting. Let's see if he notices that. Okay, Homebrew, premium magnesium sleep-based supplement, 2 to 10 million, Shopify, Stripe, Instagram, Facebook active, 9 out of 10, fit score, high growth, premium brand, blah, 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 blah. Key opportunity. This is a high value target with a proven scale and premium positioning. Their TikTok, Pixel plus Klaviyo setup suggests they're already investing in paid media, making them prime for optimization and new EU expansion. Do you think that EU expansion is relevant for them? Martin, this is exactly what I'm doing currently with an agency that they are building the MCPs for me so that it can know my ideal client. He could outreach them. He could talk exactly like me and make this thing that you're seeing now more advanced automatically. Because when you're sending out cold DMs, if you do it like one by one, you would probably get some open rate. But if you're doing it a mass outreach, then you need warmed up email accounts, you need instantly, you need burners, you need different domains, you need a ton of different stuff, which I could explain, but it would bore everyone in the call. We are currently doing that for ourselves, and it is far superior to anything I've done in the past. I never liked cold outreach. This makes it not cold. This makes it so much better, because you could actually ship something to a client and like a free lead magnet, tell him, hey, I made an analysis of your business. Do you want me to share it with you? And then AI makes the analysis for you. You just review it and you say send. And they have a personally made proposal document that has like, this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you could be doing. This is how we've helped X to get to Y. And it's personalized for you in your own messaging, in your own wording, in your own products, etc., which was never possible before that. It can even host it online so that you send them directly a link. The agency that I'm working with, we're probably going to partner, because the solution is crazy for agency owners. I don't even care about marketing anymore. I'm not even looking for marketing clients. Every hour that I'm awake, I want to spend building stuff. Yesterday, Vasil texted me 2 ideas that are legit, like probably $1 million ideas. And he built them like this with Claude Code. When he just told Claude Code, do this, he went to sleep, he woke up and he had it built already. So the opportunities are endless. I can't be asked to onboard new marketing clients. I understand your point of view. I definitely can help for pretty much any big B2B business. This is Draper. He pretty much, so if I have different clients, he could build different scripts. I'm not going to spend too much time here, whether it's for Meta, Google, is it a hook, whatever it is. I want to show you some tools, guys. These tools, if you know how much money we've spent on stuff like that, before reaching this level, I don't know how many of you have seen the Inner Essentials AI character ads. Some of you may think they're ugly, some of you may think they're cute. Generally, we have an outstanding positive reinforcement from comments and engagement, and people love them. So that's why we keep on doing more with them. As I showed you, they got great results in the AI Almanac. One thing we had issues with is translating them. So the cool thing is I can upload the file here. For example, this video, you see this?
I am Nettle. I calm the scalp down so it stops pushing.
All right. So this thing takes a very long time to generate, because you have to get the wording right, the lip sync right, the scenery right, the transitions right. And if you do it in one language, and then you have to do it in another language, and then make sure that the lip sync is on point, it's terrible. So we decided to not lip sync it and just straight up replace the captions on top. Right now, I have fed it with an original video that has captions. But what I want is, I explained the process to him thoroughly. I want you to take this video, since it has 3 different characters with different voices.
Listen to the itch and cool it from it.
Whatever. I want you to make copies of their voices in 11 labs in, let's say, French, English, whatever, Spanish, Hebrew. And I don't generate videos. I just generate audio and then layer on top of it the new audio. When it gets a voice from these, it gets the audio, it makes a duplicate voice, then it makes him talk Spanish, then he gets the 3 audio files and then arranges them so that they fit the seconds. If he says it in 5 seconds in English and in 6 seconds in Spanish, then he speeds it up a little bit, the audio, and make sure it fits the scenes. Then it gives it captions, and then it concatenates all of it and gives me the result. The cool thing is that the only thing I need an API for this is the 11 Labs audio. And I've asked how much does it cost me to generate one translation, and it's 1 cent. It's less than 1 cent, because the video editing is made locally on my device, where it's the video editing is just giving it captions. Here is the result.
Soy la ortiga. Calmo el cuero cabelludo para que deje de expulsar el cabello. Las raíces vuelven a sostenerse y las raíces se mantienen frescas.
I didn't tell it where to put the text. I could explain to him I want the text to be like 300 pixels lower. It could do that. I'm just giving you an example. This is really fast. Same thing for image translation. If you have an image, I don't know if I can find a good ad. Let's see. So here is, for example, one ad that is very complicated to translate because it has a lot of info on it. This is hot sauce. I do not work with them. This is like my own decision to decide to make this creative. I don't know if you can see right now, it's 18 megabytes, which is a lot for an image. It has pretty decent labels. They're in Bulgarian, or like in English in Bulgarian, Lutinița or whatever, said the name. And I want to translate this from Bulgarian to Romanian. Do we have English? We don't have English. I want to do Spanish as well, and French. If I click this right now, There might be an issue, let's see, but I doubt because I've already generated with it. Since I haven't used it in the last day because I was making the presentation. But the idea is that he would translate only the text in the center. Oh yeah, it's offline. It should be online now. Pretty much they have to run all the time. And yesterday I've closed quite a lot of them. Yeah, it's currently on. What's his issue? It had to be on the demo though. Every time it worked. Let's see if I have it somewhere already translated. I had it downloaded once, but I had way better generations. This was actually the worst one that I just wanted to show how it translates it. And in the other generations, it didn't have this. It used another model, but here it made sure that the labels were intact. And here it was written in the right way. I don't know why it's crashing right now. Yeah, QN is a great voice model as well. Claude Code has auto translation in sync. Well, yeah, but if you want to use it, you have to use the API and it might cost you. Link is 7 cents per video. In our cases, depending on how many times you regenerate it, it can reach a couple of bucks. But still, it's worth it based on the results that we get. Let's try it one more time. I don't know if it's live right now or not. I don't want it in all languages. Let's go. It's camera shy, I'm sure. Here, for example, was how we did it before that. And before that, we did it manually for each language. So a person had to type in, translate this to French, translate, and then another generation, translate this to such and such. And then we built this inside of Weavy, that you just give it a design here, and then you run all of these at once, and you have it in said language. You see, I'm leaking a little bit of our promotion that starts tomorrow, but still, you get the idea. These might not be the most beautiful ads. The most important thing is that it makes sure that the label is on point and only the text is translated. But the idea of this tool that I started showing you is that it did it directly at lower cost, and you didn't need to even go inside of Weavy. But it is camera shy. I swear, if it wasn't live, he would have done it 100 out of 100 times. Yeah, here I mentioned these. Oh, I have to mention the prompt generator. 1 second, guys. So here, for example, I asked it once, can you create a dashboard which I could generate creatives with? And I want you to scrape these 4 websites and their products. And it automatically found out which products are most sold, which have most traffic, which have most reviews on Amazon. It found every bit of information about them and it ranked them. So if I select a product, I could go on and directly create angles for it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this kid's toothbrush. Then I can select the level of awareness ad. So for example, it can be more educational, advertorial style. If it's like people don't know that sunscreen contains blah, blah, blah. People that know the problem, here's why people are switching to, or like directly an offer, buy now because it's on sale. And if I give it the product, it would automatically generate angles. I don't know how good the angles will be. I'll show you in a second. Let's see, last 40-hour sale, buy two, save 50%, perfect birthday surprise gift, Halloween candy, prep special, back to school, dental kit bundle. Let's do perfect birthday supply. And here it downloaded the image directly from the product page. It's generating me the prompt necessary for this angle. And I could also upload other images if I were to want to give it references. Create a cool, vibrant, joyful scene, soft lighting, streaming through, blah, 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 blah. Kid Sonic toothbrush, panda from a colorful gift wrapper. It's like 10 kilometers long. And if I click generate image, I hope this doesn't crash. It's automatically connected to my API with Key AI. So it gives this prompt the reference images, and it asks Key AI to generate it for them. It might not be perfect. I don't know what's going to spit out. I have already created quite a lot of these and ran them, and I'm pretty happy with them, but I don't know what's going to happen. The thing is, I have a friend that built a software that does this, and this used to take us so much time, like generating a new angle specifically based on the level of awareness for the said product. Then we have to shoot it, then we have to do X, Y, and Z, and it's pretty much done for. I don't know when this is going to load. Let's see if I can open this in a new tab. In the meantime, the prompt generator. Here, you can give it your Anthropic key again, and it could scrape products and give you prompts. In the case, for example, there are certain Kling animation videos that require really detailed scripts. For example, this ad here or this ad here, it's different scenes, and we want to tell a story. and we need imagery for that story to be told. And all these images here were created with a script, like a prompt generator that gave us the scripts to create the Nano Banana images, and then to animate them, then to edit them, right? I think you get the idea. And if you were to do this by hand, it would take you like an hour or two troubleshooting stuff. For example, this ad right here that you're seeing, I did it in like 2 or 3 hours without any like prompt generation. I just rolled out this. And it's pretty good in my opinion. You can't hear him talk, but yeah, he's pretty good with it. And you need the different styles, the different angles, why we're doing X, Y, and Z. But most of these videos, since Sora is dead now, OpenAI is, I don't know, I'm not going to talk about OpenAI, but since Sora is dead, the best models are Nano Banana Pro, not Nano Banana 2, Nano Banana Pro, and Kling. For audio, you can use different ones. That's actually my own personal opinion. There's going to be someone here that says, oh, I use the Chinese one, and it's so much cheaper and so much better. Cool, I use these ones, and I get great results. I think you got the gist of the idea of how these prompts generators work. Let's see if I can. I mean, it's decent. That's not the exact toothbrush, but I could replace it afterwards. It's the idea that counts or whatever. We have made quite a lot of creatives straight up like this and ran them. I think even in one of the screenshots that I showed, they are straight up created from acquisition, which was here you can see they're so basic, guys, and this is like 40K in spend. It's not like it randomly worked, and it doesn't even need to be special. I don't want to bore you guys too much. I think you got the idea that you can generate cool stuff, that you can build whatever you want. Let's see if did we actually do the spying software. Yeah, honestly, I think Kling 3.0, the fact that it allows you to generate characters and your characters can be products as well is insane. Like that's next level. I don't know what's going to happen next year. Am I going directly into the matrix physically? But it's as good as it gets right now. I think it's borderline unrecognizable. Maybe you guys are too used to AI slop, but the common people, they don't see the differences, honestly. You could enhance maybe with some video filters and make it look like an Instagram story or whatever. But for the most part, here it says unexpected token based on X, Y, and Z. If I see a problem like that, I would just paste it in the code until I figure it out. Why did you choose Claude over OpenClaw or any other bots and agents? In my opinion, OpenClaw is just a wrapper for this. It's just like somewhere you can host it. It's pretty much in OpenClaw, you can select different language models. So you can use OpenAI or Grok or whatever, but I think that Claude is better anyways. The truth is, I don't care. I don't care about Claude. I don't care about OpenClaw. I care about what can I use to get me the best results. And I was an avid Claude user anyway, so the transition to Claude Code was direct. There are pros and cons to both, but I think this is easiest and safest. I want to show you something if it's fine, that we built last week for like a couple of hours. So pretty much they had this not not optimal process, that they had a really detailed CSV file in which people write translations in different languages. And when they want to translate a creative, for example, this creative, I really hope that it's already launched and I'm not like, it's not before it's launched. But they need to go inside and change each one of the text boxes. And that's really menial when it's like for 20 languages. So I asked Claude to create a plugin for Figma that they could just upload, and then this is your website. I have to do it on mine. Let's take this one, for example. This is cocoa butter, coconut oil, monoid, tehitsi, whatever. If I select this and I run the plugin, which is called, where is it? Save plugins, manage plugins. It's called Design Translator. And if I select this frame and I click that it's a creative and I scan the frame, it automatically detects what changes need to be made. What are the texts that are changeable? And if I upload a CSV here underneath with the right translations, it's going to adapt. And when I click upload, I won't give it live access right now because I don't have the right translations for this creative, but we have them underneath. It would just paste the texts. This is in German. And it would name it in German. And this just saves so much time. And this plugin was customly built for them by Claude, by us telling it, hey, our translations are on this Excel sheet. Can you adapt it so that whenever we upload a creative, it can scan stuff and it can adapt which text box is which. and make sure to not stretch it. Here you can have auto resize with height, and it's different when it's an email or creative, because emails have a subject and header, which I don't know if she was just joking with me, but she said this would save us at least a week a month just on like copy pasting. And if you have like processes inside your business that are like menial, you could so easily adapt them to have agents for them. I will send you guys all these agents that I built, my Alfred DIY kit. I will upload them on GitHub. They will be $300, but if you already tagged me on a story, then I will see you after the presentation, because I'm on D&D right now. And I will give you a promo code which would allow them to be for free. It's going to be free. When you download them, it's going to ask for you to give your APIs. I don't have them. It's on your local device. You will download this. If you download them, they will be on your local device. You add your information on your local device. I have like a wizard that guides you through which APIs do you need, which APIs you can skip, and how can you adapt it for yourself. If you do not like any of the results that you're getting from the agents, you can just open Claude Code and say, man, these agents, I need them better. I don't like this part. And it would adapt them for you, and or your tone of voice, your language, your tasks, whatever it is. So pretty much inside you will have Alfred, which is the executive assistant one. You have Bold, which is for the leads. You have Draper, who is for writing out copy, hooks, etc. You'd have Bateman that analyzes your finances. For example, Bateman tells me, hey, you're paying for this subscription 3 months in a row. Are you really using it? If I tell him, yeah, I'm not using it, he can go and unsubscribe for me on my behalf through whatever MCP I've given it, which is crazy. I've probably cut over $1,000 in like random softwares that I'm not using anymore. And these two are in development, but if you get access to my GitHub, you will get updates afterwards. How easy it is to download when you have GitHub, when you have Claude Code installed, you just say, copy this Git, and next time you can just ask it, hey, can you update them? And it would automatically scan the same Git and see if there are any new files for it to download on your local PC. GitHub in itself is pretty much just like Google Drive, but for pretty simple markdown files. The prompt generator, the image translator, the video translator, they were too shy to show themselves, but for me, these are so goated, you have no idea. You have no idea how much time we spent on making translations before that. And yeah, I also mentioned that I'm going to give away a Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is for people that want to take it a step further, that want to build agents custom for themselves. And I've let you with two different offers. The first one is like, I can help you build these out for yourself. You can have custom builds. You might have something already working and you want to adapt it. I have a team of developers that know what cybersecurity is and make sure that I don't leak my credit card info. And yeah, they're going to help out with that as well. And then we have the custom one, which is we straight up integrate that system for you. And it has nothing to do with the DIY kits. It can be totally separate. It depends on your business, what your needs are. But for the most part, I wouldn't advise you guys to dive into this if you don't know exactly what you're going to be optimizing for. Like if you don't have a clear goal that this is actually going to save me money or make me money, then don't bother making useless automations. If you know for a fact that you need somebody to spy on your competitors, then start tweaking with that. If you know for a fact that you need something to generate your creatives, then start tweaking that. Don't do everything at once. And yeah, the Mac Mini is for the first person that like books a call and starts working with me. The Mac Mini I initially bought as a present for myself, but I had to transition all of the operations that I already had from my own PC to that PC, and I never wanted to lose like an hour of setup. I just wanted straight up to continue prompting. So yeah, I'm here for any questions. I talked a lot, an hour and a half. I know that some things we brushed over very lightly, and some things we got into too much depth without it being necessary to. But these are my own personal like impressions and thoughts on the matter. I think that this is the most goated tool ever created. Maybe in 2 weeks, a new model will pop out and it's going to be even easier to build agents. This is the current state, and I'm very excited to, after this call, continue prompting. So do you guys have any questions that I didn't answer before that I need to go through right now? There was one guy that asked, can we build a WordPress website? Oh yeah, I can show you how easy it is to deploy. So I just asked, can you copy the HTML to, yeah, can you copy it straight up? And if it copies the HTML, I just go, since my websites are hosted on Go high level, it doesn't really matter. I just add in a custom HTML JavaScript widget. Then I click here. I click Open Editor. And then I Command A, Command V, and it's done. And I click Save, Publish, and you can get the presentation. And for example, this presentation right now, as I told you, the link is going to be the AI Almanac Claude Code training. This is where it's uploaded. This is where you can have a look at it afterwards and review it. You can text me if you have any questions about it. You can look through the websites. You can look through what are the best ways to use it. Vercel is fine as well. Yeah, you could deploy it that way as well. I personally would rather have it on my custom domain. Yeah, but how much does it cost to host your own domain there? Is it the same? Go high level for me is $97 a month, and it's unlimited amount of hosted. So I can do like 1,000 websites for $97 a month, and I was paying it anyways. I've hosted only 2 websites on Vercel. Personally, for me, it's quicker to upload them on Go high level since I'm already done. Can you talk about 1 minute about that combating? Why is it complicated and why isn't it easy with Claude Code? I get your idea, but I didn't get what you mean. Well, and some things you named. Have you ever sent out a cold email? Have you sent out cold email through what platform? Yeah, for example, that's why. I don't know if I need to say anything else. It has to be controlled. All your emails have to be warmed up first. For 2 weeks, you have to set up really good settings like it's SKI, DKIMP, whatever, on the domains and make sure they're warmed up. That takes at least 2 weeks. Each email can say like 20 a day without getting into spam. It's not that complicated, but if you've never done it, it's not easy. And Claude Code you can't just raw dog and straight up start sending emails from your main email. That's how you're going to get blacklisted and never be able to send an email again. Yeah, you have to set up some tools, regulations, warm-ups, and really, really, really good enhancement of the leads. That's a bit more complicated with Claude. You have to give it a lot of context about your own services, your own tools, your own methods, why you're a good pick, what's your mechanism, are you giving them a freebie, are you giving them like a consultation, how are you poaching them, stuff like that. Can you use Claude safely? Oh, one thing I need to mention, whatever you do, do not connect Claude to Meta. Do not do that. Do not connect Claude to Meta, whatever you do. You can use maybe Manus, but not Claude, not right now. A lot of accounts are getting banned because if they ask for budget changes or other explosions, it tracks it as spam. Yeah, do not use it. That's the only thing that's actually in my presentation. I deliberately removed Facebook from the MCPs. It's very dangerous. A lot of accounts are getting banned for that. You could extract data from Facebook and then paste it inside, like download CSVs and then give it to Claude Code. But do not ask Claude Code to manage your ads or upload them. Personally, we use currently, it's probably going to be different in a week or two. We use this tool, which is a vibe-coded cloud app. It's called Ads Uploader. And you can mass upload ads through there. You could teach your cloud to know where to click so that it can upload them directly here, so that your cloud is not directly integrated with Meta. That's too dangerous. That's the only thing I would advise against. Can you use Claude safely? It uses Higgsfield VV. So I personally use Key AI API. So I just copy the API from here. It's a mouthful. So let's say I click on Banana Pro. I click Run with API, and then I copy the API. I give it to my own Claude on local. You could ask it for Higgsfield API or FreePeak API, but it still costs you credits. You cannot save on generations. The only way you can save on generations is, I think, with Cowork. You teach it how to go inside your browser and then click every 0.5 seconds to generate a new creative. I think Vasil from Inner Essentials and I think Savel made something like that, that they use the free generations within FreePick, but it's a bit slower, but it's free. But at the same time, how many creatives are you going to create? If you make 1,000 creatives, it's going to cost you like $100. I think I'm going to wrap up, guys. If you have any last questions, shoot them. But this is getting a hefty call. I don't want to waste more of your day. As I said, last thing is We will be doing a lot of build outs in the next few weeks. And I already have a lot of people booked for this. The Mac Mini goes to the first person that starts working with us. It doesn't matter if it's a custom build or consulting. And we already have people booked in, as I saw from my phone right now and from previously. So if you want that, you have to be quick, definitely. I think that this is so cheap in comparison to what you can do. Like you pay once and you get like 5 people worth of agents that work for you indefinitely. And as I said, my usage tokens, maybe Anthropic raises their prices and they treat us like junkies. Here's some credits for free or for cheap, and then increases the prices. But currently, this is so dirt cheap, it's not even worth considering how much. Cool, guys. I don't see any other questions. Hopefully, this wasn't just like me random hype, but it was actually useful for you. I hope that you're not just paid actors, right? And I wish you a wonderful day. If you want the recording, or if you want to text me something directly on email or on Instagram.